Welcome. CONCACAF Champions League draw live from Mexico City. We're not in Mexico City. We are at the Brewhouse Cafe. A little soccer over there, /soccer down here. Bonus edition for you as we are watching the draw live from Mexico City when it comes on the TVs in front of us. It's coming. They're talking first. There's lots of stuff. There was a cat walking the red carpet just
literally
a little bit
catwalk.
ago.
Well, a catwalk was walking on the catwalk.
Oh. God. Oh.
I'm not wrong.
Oh.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not. You're not wrong.
Oh.
But the literal nature of the event on social media.
I'm the guy with the hat right there, just looking completely confounded by what was just said.
He's wearing a Barca Henley.
Yeah. Maybe they haven't gotten their feed yet from Mexico City. This is very strange. Today NA is going off the rails right now. We're just waiting for something from Mexico City.
Today NA's going off the rails?
You've been off the rails, John. We've known this.
I live off the rails.
I have no idea what this guy's saying.
I don't know what's happening here. Did CONCACAF get bumped?
You have a guy in a Yankees jersey. You have another guy in the Barcelona Henley. The shoe game's strong. Don't get me wrong. The shoe game is very strong. But at the same time, I have reservations, gentlemen. Reservations.
I am baffled as to what is happening on the CONCACAF live draw right now. That is not live from Mexico City. At the draw, the cat bumped everything.
Yeah, really?
If you, I don't know. Everybody's freaking out because it's not on Today NA. I don't know why it's not on Today NA. Did it get bumped somewhere else? We are looking. We are efforting. The CONCACAF.
Dirty South says Today NA.
Well, everybody said Today NA because that's what Today NA said and CONCACAF said. We know this. It's not happening. We're watching it.
Have an issue here.
CONCACAF's YouTube page has an English feed, and that is up thanks to Poppy on Twitter and Scott P on Twitter. So that's up. If you don't want to listen to us watch this and try to figure out what in the world is happening on Today NA right now.
Quoting Slim Pickens, what in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I have no idea.
I'm going to go ahead and say that this is the elongated intro show.
I guess.
Which is now, it's like the plague. America perfected the absurd lead-in show, right, where they have 6.5 hours of coverage. Anything you would ever want to know, the barometric pressure on average, like the Farmer's Almanac gets broken out. It's like, oh, well.
Yeah, we're going to have the CONCACAF draw on starting at 9 o'clock.
That's right. That's right.
What is
Later
Today
tonight.
NA doing? All right. Well, it's on the YouTube page, and there are people talking on a stage in Mexico City. La Resaca is about to happen. It's Mexico's funniest home videos.
Pretty much.
That's what we have turned into on
Stories
Today
from
NA
your
instead of the
friends next
CONCACAF
door.
Champions League
They
draw.
never told.
Wonderful. What in the world
Okay,
is
here we go.
happening?
All right, hold on. We have some.
That's Leguia
Phil-
highlights.
Philippe Moggio, CONCACAF
SpongeBob.
Secretary General, is speaking.
Today it has SpongeBob.
Yes, they did. They did. Wow, this is amazing.
This is Content Palooza, ladies and gentlemen. This is the earth-shaking content that you have signed up for.
Did they? Did they really sign up for
none of us
this?
signed up for this. Look, it's the kid from Toy Story.
If somebody could look into what happened with Today NA or if it got moved to a different Univision property, that'd be great.
Well, we're still in the introduction stage because on the CONCACAF World feed on YouTube, they're asking the rhetorical question, what is Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League?
Well, what is it, John? Tell us what the Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League is.
We have two dudes who are wearing earbuds discussing going
No, you
back
could
and
just
forth.
tell us what it is.
It's what we talked about on Soccer Over There.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
I'm not wrong.
That's debatable. All right. 16 teams are going to be drawn at some point when Philippe Moggio is done speaking and Today NA stops showing Scooby-Doo in the stands. because that's what's happening right now. Pot one
Road to
is
CCL
everybody
2020,
from Mexico.
how the team
Breaking
got
news,
here.
gentlemen. Breaking news. There was a Scooby-Doo, the movie highlight on Tudayan. Tudayan, blink twice if you're not being held hostage right now.
Ruh-roh.
Tudayan has lost their minds. They're showing penguins instead of the CONCACAF draw. Hashtag SCCL 2020.
That's right. Champions League After Dark. You never know what
It
you're going to
is.
get.
This is Champions League After Dark.
No, it's not even that. It's Penguins After Dark. It's Memo Ochoa After Dark and El Santo.
It is. It's Tim and Eric's. Thank you. Curtis has 100% right.
The most baffling
It's
thing
the
I
Tim
have
and
ever
Eric
seen.
CONCACAF drawing.
CONCACAF got bumped for North America's funniest home videos.
Tribuna Triunfo. All right, so we're spinning a high-powered video and going to another stadium where we get to watch, hey, Miguel Herrera. Who knew?
So everybody is watching Tudayan instead of the CONCACAF draw because,
This is insane.
what in the world?
They went to commercial.
Okay, so we have it up here on the YouTube's machine.
Yes.
Yes.
We made sure we slapped the box a few times, and now it's working.
Philippe Maggio is still speaking.
That's right.
We're still learning things about what's going on in CONCACAF.
The gold dress is a very bold selection, and I feel that is that's one that it was a solid. Whoever made that choice, it was a solid move. Well done.
We have fancy video now of the stadium in Monterrey.
Oh, here we go.
Fancy flashing lights.
Pyrotechnics.
Los Rayados, your defending champions, who will not be able to defend their championship because they did not qualify.
Which means you should really showcase them in the intro.
Yes, that's true. It is the final against Tigres, who did qualify, and Monterrey is headed to the World Club Cup right now, representing CONCACAF. They'll be in the 2021 CONCACAF Champions League because
Shiny
they are
trophy.
in the Liga MX final along with Club America, who will be back. They're in it this year.
Promo video continues.
Monterrey won the title last year against their crosstown rivals Tigres.
And they're crying in celebration.
Very swift cuts between confetti cannons, pyrotechnics, and now the sponsor logo
Of course,
prominently featured.
got to have that.
Oh, and in the seamless transition
Gold Serpentina.
to the wonderful lighted logo of the Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League.
Katie Weaver, I wish I knew what CCL fever we were requesting. This was not it on 2DNA.
No.
No, this is
Should I try and find the remote?
You might want to find out what channel it's on instead.
Okay. I think I'll do that.
well. Right now,
I'll
we
do
can
it
tell
like
you
a
that
guy
it is-
trying to, a guy when he's lost,
Yeah.
when you're trying to find.
Oh,
I know
the-
where
the
I'm
trophy-
going.
Gentlemen, the trophy has been brought in. The trophy is being brought in as we speak. It has been placed on an altar similar to the one that was used in Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark, where he takes the sandbag.
We
and
are
tries
all
to
watching it
down.
at different speeds here at the brew house. Like, we're all getting it at different times because that's what's happening instead of 2DNA actually having what they were supposed to have.
Cesar Delgado is speaking at the moment.
He is the Monterrey legend on hand to represent Rayados.
He left he's going with the very slim cut suit with the unbuttoned top button and a tie. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of that.
I don't like that look either.
No.
I'm with you, Nick.
Either have it completely buttoned with the tie or just remove the tie.
Just get rid of the tie.
Just get rid of the tie. It's not a good
I'm
look.
very anti-tie.
And he's got about a half-inch gap where it's like he intentionally did not move the tie knot all the way up. I'm not feeling that.
Yeah.
It's not a strong look.
It's either like go casual or don't.
That's right.
He kind of went in between
Yeah.
and missed both.
He's got a cosplay as Doctor Who a little bit.
He's cosplaying Doctor Who. Nice. This is what we're reduced to, Nick,
Yeah.
because 2DNA has completely
They've completely left us high
pooped
and
itself
dry.
for us. All right, lots of talking about what's to come, how this is going to work. We pretty much know how it's going to work. teams are going to get drawn, and teams are going to get drawn into a bracket spot, and then we will know what the full bracket looks like. And if you remember back to last year, that was the double whammy to a degree, because you got one of the hotter teams in Pot 2 in Herediano, who was coming off of CONCACAF League, coming off of a Costa Rican League title, but then you knew that you were probably going to see Monterrey in the quarterfinals, and that's who you saw, and they went on to win the thing. But Atlanta United was the only team to get a win against Monterrey in the competition.
I'll call that significant.
It is. It's very significant, and that was early in the year before Atlanta United was hitting on all cylinders. But that was a strong match they played at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It was a really fun match, and Monterrey did not come in and just rest a bunch of people either. They had a 3-goal cushion. That makes it a little bit easier to manage, but they didn't come in with a second-tier lineup. That experience is going to help Atlanta United in a big, big way in this year's competition. We talked about it earlier. You've got Seattle, who's been here before, but maybe not the same Seattle. You've got LAFC, who's never been here before. And you've got New York City, who's never been here before. Atlanta United is the best option for Major League Soccer.
I'm seeing here in the chat on YouTube that it appears that there may be some rights issues with the broadcast side.
Somebody should tell CONCACAF, because they advertised that it was on 2-day NA.
Well, this is actually the most on-brand CONCACAF thing out there. Like, go to this great link to watch our content, and there may be some GoBots in the background. We don't know.
No, the GoBots are with U.S. Soccer. CONCACAF
they've been
has
transferred,
better
Jason.
things
You missed
than
the
that.
transfer announcement. They
got like
transferred
Voltron.
for a half bag of Skittles and
No, CONCACAF straight up Voltron.
I'd be okay with Voltron, but the Lion Voltron.
Yeah, not the stupid vehicle Voltron.
No.
That was a waste.
That was
ignorant. Insulting.
No.
Now we're introducing all of the individual dance partners here.
If anyone ever tells you that the vehicle Voltron was better, you don't let him in the house.
No, you need to kick them
You
out.
don't let him in the house. I said what I said, Curtis. I said what I said.
It was garbage.
Yeah, so
the Lions were the
took
best.
the last
The Lions
couple of
were the
minutes and tried to scan the 9,474 televisions, and none of the guides had
Not one.
not one.
So I believe that we have the American feed going here.
I can't wait till there's an explanation on how they advertised the wrong place to actually watch it, because there isn't a place to watch it.
Yeah, I'd like to communicate with 2-day NA at the moment, because
No, 2-day NA doesn't have the rights, it seems like. So, I mean, yeah, you can communicate with them, and they'll say, we did not have the rights. They lied. We never were going to show this. Sean Vergara said, can they just go over the draw? This feels like the college football playoff selection show from a few years ago.
About right.
No, 100% accurate on
Yeah,
that.
about right.
Yeah, that feels correct, Sean. I don't know. They're trying
Here
to
we
get
go.
every
We have
bit of...
a balding gentleman walking out from the smoke. It's not me.
That is not you, Nick.
It is not me.
Applause.
I'm safely seated. Right here by the fireplace. They have the functional fireplaces up here as well.
This is very, very, very cozy.
Standing behind the championship trophy.
Let's see, now at least he has the top button
Yes,
done. His tie
he's
is
much better.
horrifically tied.
Yeah, but it's still better.
That's a wide knot.
That looks like a double Windsor that has really just been poorly tied.
There's no dimple in the tie or anything.
No, a shame upon your house, sir.
Alexis, Mr. Chip Tamayo, the statistician for...
He has 3 million Twitter followers.
Seriously?
Yes.
Is he the
Wow.
guy who is getting the frosted envelopes?
No, they don't do those sorts of things. You need to stop saying bad things about CONCACAF people.
So is this the guy who's going to explain the number of points accrued by each individual team seeded 1 through 16?
Maybe.
Where
Maybe.
Portmore United was only given a total of 25 aggregate points to finish
while
16.
he is going through all of that, we will remind you of who Atlanta United could be drawn with in this competition as he talks about numbers. Olympia has been in this competition more than anybody else in the Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League. They had qualified for 10 straight before missing out on last year's competition. This is their 11th appearance since the launch of this Champions League format when they moved from the CONCACAF Cup format.
So Scott has informed us that it is also being streamed at atlutd.com/live.
Thank you, Scott.
In poorly dubbed English. If you would like to follow Scott, that's at Scott, SCOTTP050112.
We will give you even more poorly dubbed English because we are not hearing it. So we're just kind of reacting to what's happening on the screen.
Yes.
This is a
That's
100% reaction.
This is Mystery Soccer Theater 3000 is what this is.
Don't steal Asheville's gimmick.
This is,
wait a second. Wait a second. Who gave them said
They created their own gimmick.
No, they stole that from the good people of Minnesota. I will have you know.
Oh, no, they probably did. But we will not step on their toes. This is just ridiculous radio/podcasting.
Just do better than the double Windsor that's poorly tied. Oof. That's all I'm asking.
So we've had 2 ties come out. Both have been bad. One at least buttoned the top button on the shirt. So Mr. Chip is slightly in the lead.
Yeah, that looks like
seriously,
the game.
Mr. Chip has 3 million Twitter followers?
Yes.
This looks like it looks like he's going with the J. Crew blue suit.
That's a good color of blue. I like it.
I like it. It's a very nice suit. At least it's pressed. The other suit from the other gentleman was...
But he was going casual.
Right, but it's like he pulled the suit out from like his Nike duffel bag, threw it on, and walked out. I mean, that's
like I'm only there for the night, so I'm going to just
and
cram my suit into the duffel bag.
And he didn't have time to button the top button.
Show me the way to the bar.
So that's where he's at now because he's done. His job is done. He carried the trophy out.
This?
Are we sure what?
That his night is done.
He was the Monterey legend. He's done. He brought the trophy out. He's done.
Okay.
He's done.
So
anyway,
Mr. Chip is still going.
Who is the Atlanta United legend?
We have no idea. It's probably Kenwyn Jones. We will find out at some point. So it could be Kyle Rainish. I have no idea. Maybe Junior Burgos. I don't know.
It could be.
All right. So.
Oh, here we go. We have another gentleman, and it appears to be a child walking out now.
Mr. Chip is welcoming guests.
Are they going to read the pledge?
The kid is... All right. The kid's there.
The kid is in the
like trying to
branded
find the mark.
kit.
The kid's like, okay, this is my mark. This is my mark.
Whoa!
Whoa!
He got pulled back. It's like you went too far, youngin'.
I guarantee you the kid is trying to meet the mark. They have the tape mark on the floor. The kid's trying to meet it.
Christian Jimenez, former Cruz Azul player.
Yeah, and Christian is like, no, get over here by me. Don't make the gap awkward.
Hopefully the kid does his draw.
So far, the kid appears to be the most stable person on the stage.
Yes. Christian Jimenez wins the suit game, though.
Yes.
Yeah, the suit game is very strong.
He is in first place.
Buttoned all the way up top. Nicely knotted tie. Back to Mr. Chip.
Yes, he is definitely in first place. So, pot 2, Olympia. We've talked about them a good bit. Pedro Trollio is the manager. Played in the 1990 World Cup for Argentina. Played in Italy for a long time in his career with Ascoli.
Oh, there we go.
There you go, Nick. He is the man who was fired before the guy who was fired before Diego Maradona took over at Gimnasia. But he has led Olympia to a title here, as Mr. Chip keeps talking. Motagua is next. Motagua is known as Las Águilas. So if you have Motagua and Club America play, we got problems. Eagle on eagle violence.
Oh, no one likes that, especially in the National Geographic
nobody likes
channel.
that. Their traditional color is dark blue for the Motagua River that forms part of the border between Honduras and Guatemala. And their badge has the eagle because one of the clubs that came together to form Motagua was Aguila.
Well then.
So there you go. Diego Vasquez is their manager. He started with the club in 2013. He's won 5 titles. His nickname was Barbie as a player.
What?
Yep, Diego Vasquez. He was known as Barbie as a player. Goalkeeper.
If he didn't have a pink Corvette convertible, he's just...
Or have a buddy named Ken.
See, Mr. Chip's talking about Barbie. He likes it. Okay, so, Comunicaciones, Los Cremas. It's about the color of the shirt. They wear the white shirt.
Yes.
Very simple. They play at the Estadio Nacional. They used to play at a place called Estadio Cementos Progreso. Comunicaciones has won the...
Progressive cement?
Yes. They have won the CONCACAF Champions Cup back in 1978. They've won 30 national championships, but they haven't won a local title in 4 years. Another Argentine manager, Mauricio Tapia. His nickname is El Mago, the magician.
Felipe, not a big fan of Mr. Chip, apparently. Says, I can't hear Mr. Chip. Ugh.
Sorry, Mr. Chip.
Well, if Felipe listened to us, then
your
you
3
wouldn't have to worry
million
about Mr.
followers
Chip.
can help you
Coach
out.
Steve says, let me take the opportunity to say, shut up and draw.
Yeah, pretty much. That's where we're
I
at.
believe that's the majority opinion.
Yeah.
Alianza has one of the best logos in the competition. We were talking off mic earlier about the A in the Atlanta United logo. Alianza has a very fancy A in their logo. And a lot of times they just put the A on the kit instead of a badge. I like it. And they are the white elephants.
DeMarcus Beasley in the house.
Whoa. DeMarcus representing the... Also, he has a blue suit.
DeMarcus is rocking it. DeMarcus wins.
Yeah.
Because he went no tie.
He went no tie, open button at the collar.
Yep. When you're DeMarcus Beasley, you can do that.
And his suit is very well tailored. I salute him.
Yes. DeMarcus Beasley is on hand because his Houston Dynamo played in the competition last year, and he is an American soccer legend.
So is DeMarcus Beasley now the number 1 seed in suits?
Yeah, he's got it. I think it's going to be hard to beat that.
It's between him and the Bond villain over here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to beat the Bees. So Alianza did win a CONCACAF Champions Cup back in 1967.
We had a quick cutaway to the crowd where Mr. Darren Eels was sitting.
Katie Weaver is asking that someone give the translator a double espresso, 0 energy, with a sleeping, snoozing emoji.
Oh, come on. Come on, translator. We will do our best to keep you entertained. San Carlos might have the best nickname in the competition. Mm-hmm. Los Toros del Norte.
North Bulls.
No, the Bulls of the North. There you go. Better. Their stadium has artificial turf, 5,600. The Estadio Carlos Ugalde Alvarez was renovated in 2010. They have bounced back and forth between the first division and the second division.
I'm a big fan of the white elephants. I'm a big fan of especially this time of year. You know, white elephant parties are just an absolute blast.
So you have the white elephants, you have the Bulls of the North, you have the Purple Monster. One thing about the Purple Monster is Saprissa. So a few years ago, they redesigned, because they have a mascot, and the mascot actually got over with the fans. The fans liked it. You know, not every team outside the United States has mascots that are well received.
Right.
This one was.
Was this one purple?
Yes, it's a purple dragon. So the problem is when they redesigned it, they tried to do like a serious-looking dragon instead of a cartoon-looking dragon.
No.
And people said that they did not want their dragon to look like real or anything like that. They wanted
we don't want
the
a
old
serious
dragon, and they got their cartoon dragon back.
That's right. You're talking to one of the people who is the Izzy fan club. The what is it?
I'm cool with that.
I will fist fight.
John hates fun, so it's all good. You guys can fight off air. It's all good.
In the name of what is it? I will fight you.
Shiva says DeMarcus Beasley picked LAFC to win CONCACAF Champions League. What's up with that?
They won the Supporter Shield.
The Supporter Shield, yeah.
It's not completely out of the realm of possibility.
And you have a player in Carlos Vela who is more than familiar with some of the stronger teams out there, so he knows exactly what to expect.
So Leon, we didn't talk about their nickname. They are nicknamed the Beast, La Fiera.
La Fieri?
La Fiera. Not Guy Fieri, because he doesn't say Fieri. He's fancy. He says
Guy
Fieri. Guy Fieri.
Marshall
It's
Boyd.
Guy Fieri, and I'm going to be taking a trip to Flavortown.
What do you think about Guy Fieri's Italian, Nick?
I have a lot of strong opinions on.
Well, we can't hear what's going on, so please share a strong opinion about Guy Fieri with us.
I think Guy needs to go ahead and ditch the 1997 stained concert goer look.
Yes.
And
no more supersized bowling shirts or anything.
No, I'm down with the idea.
The Ian Poulter hair.
Yeah, he needs to get rid of all that mess. And I love the concept of the show. Let's go hit up the diners and the drive-ins and whatnot. I'm great with that. But I do feel that he's gone Chernobyl with the whole look. It's just toxic and it needs to go away. I have very strong opinions about that gentleman and what he needs to do with his look.
Marshall Voigt wants to know, when will the at Open Cup have this kind of production level for their selection show?
When the GoBots allow it to happen.
I want bring them back.
Yeah, no, it needs to be a running joke at this point. Just embrace it.
Just embrace it and strategically make it, like, put the little robots all over the place so that way we can try to discover them.
Nope, artistic dolly shot. Someone else is coming out on stage.
Here we go.
Who will it be?
The slow zoom in.
Jorge Campos.
It's not the goalie kit that
he's
that would
reading a
make it fit.
teleprompter.
Not El Brody.
Carlos Fernandez, the head of
Fernandez.
competitions and events for CONCACAF.
He looks extraordinarily uncomfortable reading the teleprompter.
He did well with the suit, though.
Yeah, the suit game's strong. He's
The tie's almost there.
yeah. You could tell somebody's
I
messing
think he
with
might
them.
have one of the best ties in the competition so far.
So the old teleprompters, you had almost like a skinny remote control with a single button that like went up and down, and you would occasionally get someone who was a little nervous with the teleprompter and
that's
would
not
just
good.
gun it, and it's either that or it's like they're barely moving it, so you can actually watch the person's eyes move across the screen.
Maybe the translator
We have the
is running it.
breakdown of the clubs and the positions.
So it's 4 bombos, 4 pots, because you have to draw the bombos de clubes and the bombos de posiciones, because you draw the clube, you draw the club, and then you draw the posición, and they go into the spot in the bracket.
Going over the rankings, the ranking de clubes.
Yeah, that was just to see who went into what bombo. Not a bomba, bombo. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
Bombo uno, bombo dos. Everybody's been broken up into their bombos. And then the position pots, A and B, go A1 through A8, and the same for B, where it is B1 through B8. And this is where math gets involved.
Why is math getting involved? You're pulling something out of a hat.
If math is getting involved, gentlemen, I'm going to step away from the microphone.
All right, so A1 through A8, B1 through B8, that is your posiciones, and you draw, 1 goes with A, and 2 goes with B. Very simple.
Final 8s, quarterfinals, semifinals, and final.
Yes, that would be how it would work. You can't
We are
skip
simply
any of those
reviewing
steps.
what is happening on the screen for the good people who
Yeah.
do not have
That's
a
all I'm
strong
doing, man.
connection. That's all we're doing over here.
Man, I mean, that's kind of a given at this point.
Hey, look, somebody steps away, they may have a beer, 2 or 3, they need a little extra
We're
hand
not
hold
doing
with this.
quarterfinals this time. We're having the round of 16, and then we're just picking 4 winners to go through into the semis.
Hey, it can work.
The kids in the Scotiabank kits will get to pick those teams. They
Oh, they
pick their
will?
favorites.
Oh, this one's colder than the others. They're supposed to pick this one?
This is why CONCACAF is not on 2-day NA, because of John's claims.
If one of the teams gets Patrick Ewing, we know.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
See? Curtis has it.
Curtis has it.
Aye.
If the draw says New York Knicks, then we know where Patrick Ewing goes in the bombas.
Bombo.
Bombos.
There's a very big difference.
What do you mean Cleveland gets LeBron James?
All right, Bombo Uno is pot 1, as we have referred to it.
Yes.
That is the 3 teams from Liga MX. That's the 4 teams from the United States in Major League Soccer and Montreal Impact, who qualified via the Canadian Championship. Bombo Dos, or pot 2, is everybody else. Your 2 Costa Rican teams, your 2 Honduran teams, Leon from Mexico, and a team each from El Salvador, Guatemala, and Jamaica. DeMarcus Beasley is going to make sure this is handled correctly.
Of the translator on.
Yeah, no audio
Seconds
here.
of draw.
I'm just watching
Yeah.
on the YouTube feed that Poppy shared with us earlier. Thank
Yeah.
you, at Lutilda.
DeAndre Jackson says, big call center vibes.
It's better than that. I mean, this is much better than
First
the
pull
Lamar
out
Hunt
of
U.S. Open
Bumble
Cup.
1.
Oh, here we go.
Cruz Azul.
I mean, you're just going into a spot right now.
Yes.
It really doesn't matter too much
We are
until
calling-
you start to see them paired up.
We have to call the names, though.
Yeah, but
Otherwise-
where it gets interesting is where you get paired up in the bracket.
And that's what's great. Everyone up here has a different speed.
Yeah, mine was initially 10 seconds behind.
I think I'm the slowest. I had to reload.
DeMarcus Beasley has withdrawn and is twisting open.
Don't drop that.
A3.
So they're into the third
So
spot.
Cruz Azul is in the third spot.
The hand is going in to clearly show that he is in no way manipulating the draw.
So I wish they showed the full bracket. I'm assuming that 1 and 2 will play one another.
Montreal
Yeah,
Impact.
but is it 1 and 2 who play, 3 and 4 who play, 5 and 6 who play, 7 and 8 who play in the next round?
Montreal Impact, the next team
Yeah, I
out
think
of
so.
the draw. Now we await
But we'll find out.
The positioning.
the positioning.
The Impact de Montreal.
Yes.
Mr. Chip and his 3 million followers are reading some sort of prepared statement.
Is it about Poutine? It should be.
Theoretically.
Now, let's see what the position is for l'Impact de Montréal. DeMarcus Beasley spinning the contents with an open hand.
Open hand, clearly showing that there's no trickery at hand.
DeMarcus knows what's going on here. He's handling it correctly. There will be no questioning of the integrity of
A8
DeMarcus
for
Beasley.
Montreal.
A8. For those of you at the bingo board, that's going to be A8.
A8.
Bingo.
Gertie, it is too early in the game for you to call bingo. Stop that. Gertie's always trying to start early, man.
All right, everybody's just waiting to see what
Club
America.
America. Club America is the third team drawn.
Most dangerous team in the tournament, in my opinion, gentlemen.
Yeah, I would agree
Herrera
with
with the popped collar, no tie. He's
Of
ready to
course, Miguel Herrera is not wearing a tie, and it's got the collar popped. Of course. This is known. El Piojo.
That collar is substantial.
El Piojo
That
does
is.
not mess around.
That is a Steve Grogan neck brace
Yeah.
that he's wearing.
All right, tell the people who Steve Grogan is, because probably like 3 people knew that reference.
Former New England Patriots quarterback in the year that they got slaughtered in the Super Bowl had a massive neck brace.
He was old at that time. He
Yes,
played
he
in the
was.
70s.
Correct.
Steve Grogan is getting referenced on the CONCACAF
DeMarcus
Champions League draw
Beasley
show.
spins the contents, opens hand.
Shows the hand again. There's
Club
no
America and
trickery
Cruz
afoot here,
Azul
my
would be
friends.
a very interesting pairing.
A2.
Okay.
So, Club America, A2.
So nobody's been paired up on the same part of the bracket yet
Yep.
out of
time
the
to get real, ladies and gentlemen.
A1 teams.
It's time to get real. It's time to get live.
Or the Bombo Uno teams.
NYCFC is now on the board.
I can't wait for insert manager's name to be here.
Yes.
Very excited about their Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League draw.
Will this affect who they get as a manager? Will Giovanni Van Bronckhorst say, no, I do not want to play the White Elephants?
I mean, he has to. He has to say that.
I'm running from that.
All right,
The
DeMarcus
Bulls of the
Beasley
North. I won't
spins the
fight them either.
contents
Oh, no, I would
of
take the
his
Bulls from the
bowl,
North.
opens his hand, puts it back into the bowl,
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
and
I don't know what the whammy would be here.
NYCFC ends up A6.
Ooh.
So they're an open
Okay,
bracket
so
right
That's-
now.
that's a very
everybody's in a
fortunate draw
separate
for them.
section. If, and they showed it at the very beginning, and it's CONCACAF, so I'm going to take a guess. If it is done the way that I think it is, and the winners of match 1 and match 2 play in the quarterfinals, right now we don't have any pairings
Tigres
just yet.
is next on the board.
Tigres is going to go in to the same part of the bracket as somebody,
They'd have to be 5 or 7, I would think.
or 1 or 4.
So if you're an Atlanta United fan right now, you are really hoping for that A6 draw. The B6 draw.
Yes. Or the 7, the Montreal one.
You want the lower half of what we're talking about here.
Yeah, if that is how it goes right now, you like that bottom part of the bracket. Right now you do anyway.
DeMarcus Beasley.
No whammy.
Having issues twisting. Now he finally opens
A1.
it up.
Come on. Put him into 1.
A5.
Oh, wow. If you're Atlanta United right now, you might...
7's the one you want.
You need to be hoping for that A7 slot.
7, I'm going to rank them at 7, 4, then 1 is the order that I would want it in. You don't want to see quarterfinal Club America.
LAFC has been withdrawn.
Will Ferrell does not appear to be present.
Nor the Falcon. Would they let the Falcon indoors?
Nor Tony Robbins.
That's probably for the best.
Or the Garciaparras. All right, LAFC. DeMarcus Beasley spinning the contents of his bowl.
Give him an A1. Come on, DeMarcus.
Oh, he almost dropped it.
Oh.
A4.
Okay.
So LAFC, Cruz Azul.
This is getting a little dicey now.
Oh, boy.
Now you're still looking at 7 or 1 if you want Atlanta United.
You want 7.
You want 7, no question.
7-11.
You want 7.
You want 7.
Limousines, baby. Give us limousines.
Because Montreal could get knocked
Atlanta
off.
United.
All right,
FC.
here's
Here we
Atlanta
go.
United. We are now on the board.
They're going to go 1, and everybody who said it was rigged is going to be correct. Except we don't know it's rigged.
Now, do they open the door and give him 7?
Is it A7? Is it A1? What's it going to be?
7 or 1?
They did put Darren Eales and Miguel Herrera next to each other in the front row.
I'm shocked. Campeones Cup rematch coming, perhaps?
Oh, the hand
Open
has been
hand.
shown.
Open hand.
No trickery.
None whatsoever. And the answer is A1.
Oh, wow.
There it is.
Darren with a smile and nod.
And he's like, I can't believe they picked that number out of there.
And he looks over at Herrera, and they give the subtle acknowledgement that,
Like, all right, dog.
more than likely, you will have a rematch.
Mm-hmm.
So the Seattle Sounders go into the A7 slot. So to recap, your A1 position is Atlanta United. Club America is A2. A3 Cruz Azul. A4 LAFC. A5 is Tigres. A6 is NYCFC. A7 the Seattle Sounders. A8 the Montreal Impact. Now, we find out after they do the formality of pulling Seattle, and DeMarcus Beasley goes into the pot, stirs the 1, opens his hand, brings it out, and Seattle goes into the A7 position. That is official. So we're done with the A section. Now we go to the B pot. Daniel Price says it's rigged 100%.
Everybody was going to say that.
This ball's colder than the rest.
I trust DeMarcus Beasley.
I'm glad you do.
They have not gotten to DeMarcus.
FC.
Motagua, the first team pulled out of Bombo Dos.
Okay.
So let's see where Motagua goes.
One of the Eagles in the competition.
Just really hope we don't get that eagle on eagle crime. That would just be a terrible thing.
I'm rooting for Eagle on Eagle crime. You have an eagle in your badge. You go in Bombo Dos.
B1, there it is, right out of the blocks. It's
Well,
Motagua.
all right.
So there's your answer for Atlanta United. It's Atlanta United and Motagua in round 1.
Get your frequent flyer miles ready. Start cashing them in.
Motagua.
Honduras. So get your flight to Tegucigalpa squared away.
So Motagua finished third in the 2019 Apertura in Honduras. They were 9-5-4. They did not advance out of the pentagonal playoff format.
Portmore is next. So let's see what they have in mind for Portmore United.
So Motagua's top 3 players are all over the age of 32.
DeMarcus showing the hand. Twists the top, pulls it out.
And Portmore
has the worst
B3.
badge in the competition, too.
So they get Cruz Azul in the opening round.
Hit.
Portmore has the clip art badge.
It's cold-blooded.
It's awful. Look at that thing. Come on, Portmore. Hire the guy who did the FC Tulsa logo. Come on.
Daniel Price with a question. Are we going to have an allotment? I know it was quite the hassle last year for Herrera, if I remember correctly.
What?
What kind of allotment are we talking, Daniel?
Allotment for?
Tickets.
Ticket allotment.
Yes, there will be an allotment. There was an allotment last year. It wasn't handled poorly at all, and this is a much bigger stadium, so it's international competition. There has to be an allotment. That's how it works.
Olympia is now on the board.
I'm telling you, Olympia is one that I would not want to see.
B4. Give him B4.
Give him B2.
No, you want Olympia. I mean, if you're looking for Team Chaos, you want them in with an LAFC or a New York City because they're not going to take them quite as seriously.
So let's see. Olympia goes to 7, so that puts them with Seattle.
That could be Chaos. Depending on what Seattle does with their roster, that could be Chaos. I'm telling you, Olympia is my dark horse to pull off an upset. I mean, back to Atlanta, Motagua, that's really not a bad draw at all. Motagua, I mean, you're talking the 3rd team in Honduras this past season.
Right.
That's a team that you don't mind seeing at this point.
Saprissa
now on the board.
Who does Saprissa get?
Someone apparently they have Scotiabank Champions League scarves that some people in the crowd have. For all of you scarf collectors out there, try to see if you can find you one on eBay.
Tafka. So by my understanding, our route to the CCL champions, Motagua, likely Club America, Cruz Azul or LAFC, and then likely Tigres. Yikes.
I mean, it's going to be yikes pretty much wherever you're at. You're round of 16. You got a tougher quarterfinal than you would have liked, and that's assuming chalk and favorites go through, which that's how the tournament's structured. I mean, your Pot A teams should be going through.
B8. So that lower quadrant is now officially locked in place.
Winnable for Saprissa over Montreal.
Yep.
And this is not one of Saprissa's better squads, but that's a winnable tie for them.
So that quadrant is Seattle and Olympia, Montreal Impact, and Saprissa.
You could see double upset.
And if you give a club like Saprissa time to start putting it together with that kind of matchup, they could become dangerous down the road.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a tough place for Thierry Henry to make his Montreal Impact debut as manager at the Monsters Cave.
Comunicaciones on the board.
This was one of the teams that you wanted to see pop up next to your team.
B5 or B2?
Why?
Black helicopters.
Black helicopters. We're both black helicopter squad over here.
Mio.
Just watch them get fed this summer.
All right. DeMarcus Beasley spinning the contents of his bowl,
going
opens
B2.
his
I'm
hand,
calling it
dives
B2.
in.
I'm calling it. That's not the official poll yet. We will get the official poll right now.
B2, Comunicaciones and Club America.
Ay, ay, ay.
So that quadrant is now full. Atlanta United, Motagua, Club America,
Helicopters.
Comunicaciones. The winners of those two matchups will go up against each other in the second round. Who knew?
No one in the gambling world had a remote idea that was going to happen.
Ay, ay, ay.
Daniel Price wants to know if we found out who the Atlanta United legend was.
I don't think they had one.
The one was not present. Only Darren was in the crowd.
Darren
from what I
Eales,
could see.
legend. All right. More discussions. 3 teams left. Alianza is now on the board. Alianza can go into B4, B5, or B6, which means LAFC, Tigres, or NYCFC.
I'm gonna go B6.
Now, you could get an upset there too.
It is
The whole
1,367 miles between Atlanta and Motagua in Tegucigalpa. There's your
All right, here
trivia
we
of the day.
go.
set your map quests.
The director guy is going off script.
DeMarcus Beasley, hand in.
Give me B6, baby. Give me B6. Come on. B5.
B5. So, and make Tigres earn it. Alianza and Tigres in the first round. So now we have 2 slots left, A4's opponent and A6's opponent.
One of them's Leon.
LAFC and NYCFC.
That is not what LA and New York wanted to see. Leon and San Carlos. You talk about opposite ends of the spectrum right
Yep.
here for LAFC and New York.
Right.
San Carlos is going to be going to LAFC.
Or do you want the audience in LA and have LAFC and Leon in the first
San
round?
Carlos is out. They're the draw.
All right, so San Carlos is on the
Here
board.
we go.
So San Carlos, what can DeMarcus Beasley
Look.
do?
You want the LA market to go as long as they can.
Well, you want LA and Cruz Azul in a quarterfinal. Los Angeles and Mexico City. That's
Give
a
me B4,
They're
baby.
going to just hold that one at the mausoleum.
Give me B4.
Open
Yep,
hand.
Yep. There's nothing going on here except just going to B4.
B6. Want to bet?
Let's go.
B6, and it is
Oh.
B6. So San Carlos goes with NYCFC and Leon and LAFC
Wow.
in the opening round.
That is must-see TV. The LAFC-Leon match is going to be absolute must-see TV.
So here you go. Here's your recap. Opening matchups: Atlanta United and Motagua. Get your tickets for Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Club America.
you don't know when yet, though, so you might want to hold off.
Right. I'm just, So Club America, Comunicaciones, that quadrant goes up against each other. A3, Cruz Azul gets Portmore United. The winner of that one gets the winner of LAFC and Leon. Tigres and Alianza, the winner of that one gets the winner of NYCFC and San Carlos. And then Seattle, Olympia, Montreal Impact, and Saprissa, the quadrant of death.
I mean,
It is.
Because to your point, you could have Olympia win and Saprissa win. Both out of pot two.
I don't know if you can really say like anything's a pot of death with 16 teams. I mean, it kind of is what it is.
It's the toughest quadrant. Let's put it that way.
No, it depends. I mean, if that happens, it's the weakest quadrant. I mean, the toughest quadrant is Atlanta, Club America, Cruz Azul, and LAFC.
A1, A2 is terrifying. That is
Like, that's easily the tougher half of the bracket.
I was just thinking where you could have double upset.
No, Tigres is the clear favorite out of the bottom half of the bracket.
Right, but I'm saying out of that quadrant with Seattle, Olympia, Montreal.
Yeah, no, that
Saprissa.
doesn't make it a tougher bracket, though. I mean, that makes it easier for Tigres.
It makes
Like,
it easier for Tigres.
Atlanta, Club America, LAFC, Cruz Azul.
Leon.
In that, yeah, LAFC should beat Leon. If they don't deserve it.
They should.
Well, they should, and they're favored to do it, and they have to actually step up and do it at some point. So this is the time that they have to finally show that they have something to work with. But that's a much tougher bracket. Like, it's not even close.
No.
Because Seattle is the weakest of the American MLS teams. Montreal is the weakest of the MLS teams, period. They both are potentially in line to get upset.
Yep.
Olympia is a much better upset call than Seattle, but Saprissa got the weakest pot one team.
Right.
So that could happen. New York City gets a very manageable first round in CONCACAF with San Carlos.
But then they could get Tigres.
Well, yeah, they should get Tigres.
Yeah.
Tigres should get past Alianza. Yes, Alianza gave Monterrey a tough time last year. Alianza also is a Salvadoran club. Tigres should be able to get through that. You have to look at favorites to a degree. I mean, Atlanta United, Motagua, Atlanta United should win that.
Yes.
And they should win it comfortably.
Yes.
Club American Comunicaciones, Las Águilas should win that comfortably.
Yes.
It shouldn't even be much of a deal here. So LAFC Leon is by far the toughest to call round of 16.
No doubt.
It's not even close. Like, that is by far the toughest one. The second toughest to call is Montreal Saprissa.
And just think, if Atlanta and Club America move on, you're talking about Atlanta at the Azteca.
Uh-huh.
That right there.
How you doing?
That's
Well, you
next
can't.
level.
Yeah, you can't look ahead. Because Motagua is a team that, Central American teams, especially down their first leg, you got to manage that game, and you've got to manage that one and survive it. It's not about going down in style points. It's not about winning big. If you can, great, but you don't want to risk anything. You want to keep it comfortable for your home leg, and you want that, Clásico with Club America, and that's what this competition does sometimes. We saw it back in the overlap between the old CONCACAF Cup and CONCACAF Champions League when it started, with Pachuca and Houston being drawn against each other multiple years in a row, and it created a rivalry. Atlanta Club America, if it happens, you took the spice from the Campeones Cup game, you magnify it, and you're going to have a hell of a quarterfinal.
I just, you could not have asked for a more entertaining draw. I'll say that. If and for those of us who have dabbled in black helicopters, and we do this every time for the March Madness and whatnot.
Of course.
If you're CONCACAF, this is the draw that you wanted. You want to try to set up that Atlanta Club America showdown. It's that's the style points. You want Atlanta United at Azteca. That's it's going to be in front of a packed house. It's going to be it's absolutely chaos. But this is one of those times where if you have to try to look at that silver lining of when you went out in the playoffs, your team is going to be well rested. You're going to have a lot of opportunity to field a very strong team coming right out of the gate. Unlike Seattle, as we know, that layoff goes by very quickly.
Well, let's look at what we know from the calendar so far. So Atlanta United will play at Motagua in the first leg. I believe that part has been defined by CONCACAF, although I don't trust CONCACAF.
Right.
You're playing Motagua twice before you play a league match. Then you're going to Nashville. You're playing an expansion team. In their first game in their building, but you're playing an expansion team. Then you're at home against Cincinnati.
Yep.
Before first leg with Club America. So if you're looking at this from a strategy standpoint, you've got two easier league matches between these games.
Yes.
That helps you a ton.
Yep.
That's a great way to look at this. If you have Cincinnati coming for your home opener, and you want to field a strong team, but if you have Club America looming midweek the next week, you might see some guys rested.
Yep.
And that's a good spot. We don't know what Atlanta United will have in between the legs of the quarterfinal series if they get there. We don't know that far ahead in the schedule yet. We know after the second leg, you go to Chicago for their home opener, but we don't know what's in between. If Atlanta United is able to have a bye week in that week in between, it'd be perfect. It would be the perfect schedule to deal with this at the beginning. You would play Motagua home and away. You would go to Nashville. You would host Cincinnati. You would play Club America twice. That is the perfect way to deal with this if that's what you get. And that'd be my first call. If I'm dealing with the league and I can make any changes and I can affect anything, it's, we want a bye week in between the quarterfinal legs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if it ends up being a Club America and you want everything that you can get handled before you
Even
get
if it's not, I think you want that in there. I really do think you would want that if it's not. You take it. This is a good competition across the board. I think you get the Saprissa Montreal series. It should be a good one because you have two lesser teams. Saprissa, one of the better out of pot 2, but not the best. Montreal's the weakest of pot 1. The LAFC Leon series is going to get a lot of people talking. That's good for LAFC, but now, we've said it all along, they have to show that they can handle these moments. And they're going to be facing a team that they can beat, a team that they should beat, a team that they'll be favored against. Yeah. But they have to step up, and they have to show they can go into the Estadio Leon and, if not get a result, at least keep it tight.
The thing with LAFC, and I say this, is there's boxing highlights on one of the 9,247 televisions they have in here at the Brew House. There comes a time in any fight when maybe a fighter comes out a little slow and they take that one good punch to the face.
Yeah.
And that's the wake-up call. This may be just what LAFC needs. Coming right, the team.
Maybe.
It's a team you can't look past. It's a team that you're not going to, if they had any of these other teams in front of them, maybe they go, oh, okay. But the fact that it is Leon coming in day one, it's like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to dial it up a bit in training because this is no slouch who's coming into our house. To me, it is the first tier must see match that LAFC
easily.
Leon. That's without question.
Yeah, easily. In the round of 16, that's the glamour matchup is LAFC and Leon. Montreal Saprissa will be an interesting one too, and Seattle Olympia could be a surprise. New York City got the best draw they could possibly get. Tigres will feel completely comfortable dealing with Alianza. Cruz Azul got a great draw.
Yes.
Club America got a really good draw. Atlanta United got a really good draw. I mean, you're not even facing the better team out of Honduras. You're facing the third place team out of the recent Honduran league. So you have to be pretty happy about that. Atlanta, Club America, though, that's the one that's going to get people looking ahead. And I really do think that the MLS schedule helps you out a ton.
Yes.
With that type of schedule early, it's going to give you more flexibility to deal with it. All right.
I think that's a show.
That is a show. We will be back to talk about it in the morning on SDH. Don't know when dates are going to get announced. We know the windows it could happen in, but dates should be announced here shortly. One thing that complicates it in the case of Atlanta United is that Motagua and Olympia share the Estadio Nacional, so they're going to have to work out the dates with both of those teams hosting games. And I wonder if they might flip the hosting rights first leg, second leg to make that a little more manageable because that pitch did not look good yesterday.
Nope.
If you play Motagua on you're not going to play them on the Thursday because you play on Saturday night and league play the next week. You're going to play Tuesday or Wednesday. If you get them Tuesday, I guess it's going to be a better pitch. And then the Olympia match is going to be a bad pitch if you play a couple days later.
Well, I mean, if you're Motagua, do you care about the pitch being torn up?
No, Motagua doesn't care about it. Atlanta United's going to have to care about it, but I do think that Atlanta United won't be in the Thursday matches because they play Saturday night in league play after that second leg.
You got to get home and get...
Yeah. Well, they'll be at home for the second leg,
right.
But they're not going to play Thursday, Saturday.
Right.
I think they would play Wednesday, Saturday, or more likely Tuesday, Saturday. So that's my guess is the Tuesdays.
Then when we know, we'll let you know.
Yep, we will have that announced here shortly by Atlanta United and by Motagua. Thanks for listening to whatever this was. And if you're listening to it afterwards, you're probably wondering if we were drunk and or high, and we were neither. Neither.
Felipe Cardenas with the early tweet of the evening. He says Atlanta United should just join Liga MX.
No. No, I'm going to disagree with that. Anyway, maybe that'll happen down the road between MLS and Liga MX to begin with.
Yes.
We'll talk about all that later. Thanks for listening. Mucho platio.
Much play.
Mucho.